Separation anxiety in dogs is one of the most common and misunderstood behavioral issues owners experience. Many people assume that when a dog barks excessively, destroys furniture, scratches doors, or has accidents in the house while alone, it is a sign of poor training or disobedience. In reality, separation anxiety is rooted in emotional distress. It is not a discipline problem. It is a nervous system response to perceived isolation and uncertainty. Dogs are biologically wired for social connection. Historically, survival depended on staying close to the group. Isolation meant vulnerability. That instinct still exists today. While modern dogs live in homes rather than packs, their brains have not evolved away from attachment-based security. When a dog forms a strong bond with a primary caregiver, that person becomes a source of emotional regulation. When that figure disappears, some dogs struggle to self-soothe. Separation anxiety does not usually appear suddenly without warning. Early signs are often subtle and overlooked. A dog may begin following their owner more closely than usual. They may show heightened alertness when departure cues appear, such as picking up keys, putting on shoes, grabbing a bag, or walking toward the door. This stage is known as anticipatory anxiety. The stress response begins before the actual separation occurs. As anxiety intensifies, physical and behavioral symptoms become more noticeable. Dogs may pace repeatedly near doors or windows. They may whine, bark, or howl after the owner leaves. Some dogs engage in destructive behaviors such as chewing furniture, shredding cushions, or clawing at door frames. Others attempt to escape confined spaces, sometimes injuring themselves in the process. Excessive drooling, panting, trembling, or sweating through the paws are also common stress responses. House soiling in a previously trained dog is another frequent sign. This is not revenge or defiance. Dogs do not act out of spite. Instead, elimination may occur due to heightened stress hormones and lack of emotional control. In severe cases, dogs may refuse food when alone, even if they are normally highly food motivated. It is important to understand how dogs perceive time. Humans measure absence in minutes and hours. Dogs measure absence through predictability and routine. If departures are inconsistent or unpredictable, anxiety increases. A dog does not know whether the owner will return in 5 minutes or 5 hours. Without gradual independence training, uncertainty becomes distress. Several factors contribute to the development of separation anxiety. Major life changes are a common trigger. Moving homes, rehoming, changes in family structure, loss of a household member, or sudden shifts in work schedules can destabilize a dog's sense of predictability. For example, during extended periods where owners work from home, dogs may grow accustomed to constant presence. A sudden return to long workdays can create emotional shock. Genetics and temperament also play a role. Some dogs are naturally more sensitive and attachment-oriented. High-energy or highly intelligent breeds may be more prone to anxiety if not provided with sufficient mental stimulation and independence training. Another contributing factor is unintentional reinforcement of dependence. Constant attention without structured alone time practice can prevent dogs from developing independent coping skills. Affection is not the cause of anxiety. However, dogs must gradually learn that being alone is safe and temporary. Addressing separation. Anxiety requires a calm and structured approach. The first step is reducing the emotional intensity around departure cues. Practice picking up keys, putting on shoes, or opening the door without actually leaving. Repeat these actions until they no longer trigger anxiety. The goal is to disconnect these cues from emotional escalation. The second step is gradual desensitization to alone time. Begin with extremely short absences, even just 10 to 30 seconds, and return calmly before the dog becomes distressed. Slowly increase the duration over time. Progress must be gradual. Rushing the process can reinforce anxiety rather than reduce it. Calm departures and arrivals are essential. Avoid emotional goodbyes or dramatic greetings. High-intensity exits increase anticipation. Instead, leave quietly and return neutrally. This teaches emotional regulation. Mental stimulation before departure can also help. A dog that has engaged in sniffing, training exercises, or puzzle solving is more likely to settle. Mental fatigue promotes relaxation more effectively than physical exhaustion alone. Creating a predictable environment reduces uncertainty. Feeding times, walk times, and rest periods should follow a consistent pattern. Safe spaces such as crates or designated rest areas can provide comfort if properly introduced. In moderate to severe cases, professional guidance from a certified behavior specialist may be necessary. Separation anxiety can be deeply rooted and requires patience. In some cases, veterinary consultation may be appropriate to evaluate stress-related health effects. The most important principle is this: separation. Anxiety is emotional distress, not disobedience. Punishment increases fear and confusion. Progress comes from consistency, patience, and gradual exposure. Dogs learn independence through safe repetition. Over time, predictable departures teach the nervous system that separation is temporary and manageable. When emotional security increases, destructive and anxious behaviors naturally decrease. Understanding separation. Anxiety changes the way owners respond. Instead of frustration, there is clarity. Instead of punishment, there is structured support. Emotional balance is built step by step. Dogs thrive on safety, routine, and gradual learning. When those elements are restored, separation becomes manageable, and confidence grows. Subscribe for more dog behavior and psychology insights.